hands. And now we will do a look and listen that will help you learn English better.
Look and listen.
The bed that was in Karen's single room was uncomfortable. The Hilton that John went to was far from the city. The Holiday Inn is a hotel that respects its customers' privacy. The lounge that was in the front of the hotel was empty.
Read and repeat.
Now let's look at adjective clauses beginning with who. Here are some examples. The maid who cleaned our room was quick. We spoke with Mrs. Johnson, who is the reception clerk. Now, in the first sentence, who cleaned our room is the adjective clause. It describes the maid. So the adjective clause is between the main clause. The main clause, the maid was quick. Remember, it has a subject and a verb, and it's a complete sentence. The maid was quick. The adjective clause in the middle. The maid who cleaned our room. This is our adjective clause. The maid who cleaned our room was quick. And it's in the middle. In the second sentence, who is the reception clerk is the adjective clause. It describes Mrs. Johnson, and it comes after the main clause, we spoke with Mrs. Johnson. We spoke with Mrs. Johnson. We have a complete sentence, we, subject, spoke, verb, and it's a complete sentence. Who is the reception clerk? Who is the reception clerk is the adjective clause. Now, who is used only for people. Who and who, only people. We can use that for ideas and things and sometimes people, and who only for people. Let's practice. Let's use adjective clauses beginning with who in our sentences. Rosa, how did you find your hotel room?
I spoke with a friend who was very informative. She knows all the good hotels.
Great. And Lewis, how did you find your not so wonderful hotel?
I asked my friend Paula, who is an idiot. She thought it was funny.
I'm so sad for you, Lewis. And Monica?
I don't remember. A friend who works at the hotel may have given some advice.
Great. Thank you, everyone. And now you will see the person who does the look and listen for you.
Look and listen.
The maid who stole the money was fired from the hotel. I asked the concierge, who was very helpful. The bellboy who had just started work was late on his second day. Tom, who was afraid of heights, didn't want to stay in the penthouse suite.
Read and repeat.
And now let's look at adjective clauses which begin with which. Here are some examples for you to look at. The magazine, which is in the lobby, is mine. The hotel, which Betty stayed at last month, is closed. In the first sentence, which is in the lobby is the adjective clause. It describes the magazine. In the second sentence, which Betty stayed at last month is the adjective clause. It describes the hotel. So we can use which for things. Which is used for ideas and things. That we can use for ideas and things and people, but it's informal. And who for only people. So you can see you could actually use that for everything if you want. Which for ideas and things, who only for people, that, ideas, things and people. It's the easiest one to use. And now let's practice. Let's make sentences with adjective clauses beginning with which. Let's talk about the first hotel you stayed in. What do you remember about your first hotel, Monica?
That's difficult. The first hotel which I stayed in was a great hotel for children. There was a playground and a pool.
Sounds like fun. And Lewis?
I remember the first hotel. It was in a section of Portugal, which is very beautiful. It was a good place.
Good for you. And Rosa?
My family stayed in a place which is near Acapulco. It was exciting.
Thank you, everyone. You were great. And now we're going to do our look and listen, which will help you practice.
Look and listen.
The lounge, which was near the elevator, was very crowded. The penthouse suite, which was already reserved, was being cleaned. We stayed in a room which had a beautiful view of the city. Pat reserved a suite which was on the 10th floor.
Read and repeat. Review.
Now it's time for some exercises. Let's fill in the blanks with the appropriate adjective. Rosa, how about you go first? The reception clerk was very what? She was screaming at the busboy.
The reception clerk was very angry. She was screaming at the busboy.
Good. The reception clerk was very angry. She was screaming at the busboy. Okay, Lewis, you can do this one. The penthouse suite is very what? It always has a something